It's the biggest overhaul of Greater Manchester's buses in 35 years. Today it was announced that the local authority would take back control of the bus network, setting fares and routes. It will be the first place outside of London to have a regulated system since the 1980s. Here's our transport correspondent, Judy Hobson.
Buses are a lifeline for many people, yet in Greater Manchester passenger numbers have plummeted and the finger has been pointed at the system.
The 168 was a hugely important route for the community.
One campaigner says the problem is that private bus companies have been able to pick and choose the most profitable routes, cutting some vital services altogether.
Right now the bus system is unreliable and really expensive. We've got tickets that cost £4.50 a go and you can barely get around the city region. What we want is a London-style system.
What London has is public control, and today the Mayor of Greater Manchester gave the news they've been waiting for.
I have decided to bring our buses back under local public control. It's a case of enough is enough. We are putting the buses back under local public control. Effectively, the people of Greater Manchester will be back in charge of their bus system, and they will be able to hold the Mayor of Greater Manchester to account for the services provided.
His decision came after 2 public consultations where people voted overwhelmingly for a franchise system, and most council leaders agreed with them. But 2 bus operators are challenging the way the consultation was carried out, saying it failed to properly take into account the pandemic, and some other bus companies also think it's the wrong decision.
There are other available alternatives that he could have considered, and the government last week announced the National Bus Strategy for England, which does quite a lot of what Andy Burnham's seeking to do, but does it jointly with operators and does it much faster than what franchising will deliver. There will be no improvements for customers through franchising until 2025.
But Chris works at hospitals across Manchester and says the system needs changing.
Just a quick visit to a hospital in North Manchester, for example, can take up half a day with waiting at either end for the buses. So it really does, it takes a lot of time out of the day and it does make things a lot harder.
Under the franchise system, buses will still be run by private companies, but the local authority will be in control.
We're hugely happy about this decision Andy Burnham has made. This will finally mean that we can have a bus service that serves our communities.
Other areas around the country have also considered regulating their buses, and they'll be carefully watching what happens next in this region. Judy Hobson, BBC North West Tonight, Manchester.